Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today on Cookiecast, it's our football podcast. You can't see the forest for the teas. As always, we're covering last week's games and last week's predictions, see if we won any big stacks of cash on our bets, and we're previewing the week ahead and the games that are coming. Also putting down our predictions and doing our usual football quiz. See if James can claw back a win this week to close the gap that he's got with the football genius that is Paul. So yeah, here we go. This is Cookiecast. You can't see the forest for the teas.
Put this on.
Fushballen.
Come on, you bastard. Tastes like I could do with a fucking shave.
Sorry, grow it out.
Itchy as fuck.
Grow it out.
It's so itchy though.
Yeah, but you got to get through the itch before you get to the good stuff.
But I've had the 7-week itch.
That's suddenly just made me feel really old.
So, with the Carling Cup, with the Carabao Cup being this weekend, I'd like to put out a prediction of the game to finish 0-0. Before the game goes to penalties, I reckon one of the keepers will have a bleb and refuse to be taken off. Thoughts?
Yeah, that sounds conceivable.
I don't know what just...
I don't know what you're on about, James. There's no way that could possibly happen because at the end of the day, they're professional footballers and they should know that what the manager says goes.
Yeah.
Concur?
I agree. That
So there'll be absolutely.
happen.
So what you're saying is there'll be absolutely no shenanigans between any of the players or the goalkeepers in the cup final that's due to happen this weekend.
Correct.
Excellent. Oh, if only that was correct. Have you not seen any of this?
Do you know what? Right, Keep texted me with some football knowledge on Saturday.
Was it the following? James, did you know that Shaka Hislop used to play?
No,
for
do you know
Reading
what?
Football?
I thought you were actually going to say yes. He just texted me and went, "What's all this about the Chelsea ban then?" And I'm like,
Oh yeah, he's
got no idea.
He messaged me about that at work. I was like, oh okay.
I've got no idea what he's talking about. They've got a transfer ban, haven't they? If you say so. I'm
Next
not really
2
aware.
windows.
All right, I didn't know that.
So
But he's like, I thought you'd know.
I was talking to my brother about it, and apparently he was saying that's part of the reason why they bought Pulisic and then loaned him back to Dortmund, because obviously then they can still have him next season because they've already bought him.
So they knew it was coming.
Although it's sort of. Is it more reason for them to try and keep Hudson-Odoi?
Mm-hmm.
If they can't buy a replacement, even though they don't use him as it is anyway. So why are they replacing a player they don't use? Welcome! So you can't see the forest for the teas.
It was an abrupt start.
Yeah.
It's just
Where's
because...
the 15 minutes of talking about anything but football?
It's because-
Paul was trying to be funny.
It dawned on me that last week when we were doing all the predictions and stuff, we didn't even touch on the fact that it was the first cup final of the season.
So Paul just did his prediction.
So I did my
In
prediction,
advance.
and I can't wait to find out what happened.
It was a shit show.
The game finished 0-0. It went to penalties, and before the penalty shootout, the Chelsea manager tried to sub the keepers, and the keeper refused to go off. Yeah, work that one out. The voice from the distance.
Yeah, I saw it in the news.
Yeah. What's a ridiculousness?
Shut that down.
So there you go.
Anyway, that was the most
Where do we
eventful
start, boys?
That
Where
was
do
the
we
most eventful
start?
part of the cup final. It's a
Yeah,
good
I
job
saw,
we didn't put
I saw
any
the first
effort
half and then I had to
into
drive to
doing it.
Leeds, so didn't miss much by the sound of it.
It was shit.
Why would you drive to Leeds?
I had a voucher for a meal that was from Christmas. It was a very nice meal. Chow Fryer in Leeds. tyre rest one.
Alright.
Excellent. Well worth the money that was spent on the gift, obviously.
Well worth somebody spending that money.
Correct.
So yeah, I did spend, just getting back to football, I did spend my Sunday?
Watching no goals we scored.
Yeah, I watched both games in their entirety and then just went to bed unhappy.
And his mood hasn't changed since.
I know.
So yeah, Man United Liverpool was on Sunday at 1:30. Possibly 2.
2. 2 that one was.
That game finished 0-0. And then we fast forward to about 4:30.
Have you seen the you know, like they get the out of 10s in the paper?
Mm.
There was literally 3s got banded about for people in that game.
What, the cup final?
No, in the United Liverpool there was 3 out of 10s being knocked
I mean,
out
one of
there.
those 3s must have been for Lingard, just because of how like little time he played in the game, and the fact that he couldn't run.
I think Sturridge got a 3. I said
When
to my
did
dad,
Sturridge come on? Did he come on in the first half?
in the first half, right? Because I said to my dad, like, but after about 60 minutes, I was like, I can't remember Sturridge coming on. I assume he's come on for Firmino because like Mane and Salah are still there. And then this said,
bad.
Firmino went off after like 35 minutes or something. I was like, completely missed it.
It was just such a weird game because, so obviously Man United Liverpool, big game. You know, Liverpool going for the title, United rebuilding. Under
They were big.
Solskjaer.
They were still billing it as like the biggest fixture of the season so far.
Oh yeah.
Weren't they?
Well, arguably you could argue that it was.
Yeah.
Because obviously Liverpool needed to avoid defeat to go back top.
Yeah.
Although the fact that they didn't win massively plays back into City's hands now. City.
Yeah.
City.
And then they just managed to. Well,
negate each other.
Everyone just got injured.
Yeah. So in the first half, Man United had to use all 3 substitutions. They brought on,
and the first one that got injured didn't even get to come off.
Oh yeah, so Marcus Rashford was limping around the pitch after about 10 minutes, and they were like, "Oh, he's going to have to come off. He's not right." Gary Neville just going, "Oh, you can tell he's not right. Yeah, he's not moving freely at all." And then played the full game. So was it Herrera that went off first?
Was it Herrera?
Because Sanchez was
Or
warming.
was it Mata?
So they were saying that when Rashford was looking like he had to come off, Alexis Sanchez was warming up.
And they were saying they don't fancy him to play that many minutes.
Because they brought Pereira on. And then about 5 minutes later...
Because they were talking
Mata
about
went
Sanchez for Rashford, weren't they? And he was like, nah, I can't really do that.
So it must have been Pereira for Herrera, which apparently
Pereira
your dad
for Pereira.
absolutely loved.
Yeah. Then Lingard came off and
For
Mata.
Mata.
Which
And
made
then-
sense because Mata was basically playing as centre forward with Rashford and Lukaku on the wings.
That literally can't be true.
The way they were playing
Of
like
the two, how would you have Mata
because
playing as the false 9?
effectively
Pogba.
they were playing.
Mata's slow as shit.
I'll explain it in a second. So they played like a diamond formation in midfield.
No one likes the diamond.
No, they don't. But Mata played at the head of the diamond.
The tip of the
Tip of
diamond.
the diamond, yeah. So like
Not the base of the diamond.
Lukaku and Rashford were running the sides.
Of course they were.
So yeah, when he went off, I can see why they brought Lingard on.
Yeah.
But then as soon as they brought Lingard on, they were like, "Oh, that's a risk. I don't know. We don't know if he's ready."
Well, you could just tell that he wasn't right because he wasn't like Neville picked up on it immediately. He was like, he's not 100% here because he wasn't running anywhere. He wasn't sprinting.
No.
He was basically just keeping up with the pace of the play.
It gives an indication as to what he thinks of Sanchez.
Yeah.
If he'd rather go that route,
massively.
though.
The worrying thing for me is that, like, surely they must have other players.
Well, I mean, I was just reading. They were saying that they got up to 10.
Fellaini, where's Fellaini?
Well, he's gone to China or something.
Oh, fuck, has he?
He left in the. He left
Jesus,
in the
I'm so far
Did he go
behind
to
on
China?
this.
I think it was China he went to.
Oh,
He's
fucking
definitely
hell.
out. He's gone.
Fellaini.
Yeah.
Oh, made myself look a right mug there, haven't I?
That's right. It's normally me getting made a mug.
Merouan Fellaini. I've
Yeah.
spelled his name wrong. Merouan Fellaini. Oh, I don't believe it.
Is it a Chinese?
Shandong Luneng Tai Shan.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going out there to
Unbelievable.
wander around for £300 a week.
Unbelievable! He'll be getting paid shitloads.
Yeah, he will.
Jesus.
So I think Marshall's out at the moment, isn't he?
Well, he was doubtful, wasn't he? And then he wasn't in the squad at all.
Yeah.
It's just the battle of who's got the better name.
It's not like him being recorded.
What is she saying?
She's saying something like, "Fuck you, Andrew."
Who's saying this? What?
That camera.
This one?
Yes.
The new camera talks.
Sanyo.
But
Hello, Mortal.
we had it on earlier and it recorded like 13, 14 minutes and then went, I'm done today.
Oh.
But I don't know if that's saying
Goodbye.
it's like low power.
Probably.
Right. If it is, then we're just in a whole world of shit.
Right, here we go. So, let's go through the United squad as stated by Wikipedia, the most reliable source of all.
It's fair. It's fairly good.
So, if we just go midfielders, this is their listing of midfielders. Paul Pogba,
Yeah.
fit, played. One man,
That was like a fit.
fit.
I was a bit like, we're
Fit.
We're rating them on their
Their talent,
Yes.
obviously. Right, Pogba, fit, played.
Yeah.
Mata, fit enough to start the game.
But now crocked.
Now injured. Lingard, bench.
Yeah.
Andreas Pereira, bench.
Yeah.
Fred,
Bench. He was on the bench. Didn't use
Missing.
him. No,
Right.
he was on the bench.
So
Didn't use him.
this is a guy they paid what, 50 million for in the
Yeah.
summer. 50 million plus. Don't want to play him because he's obviously shit. Ander Herrera started the game, came off injured.
I'll just say here, right? He's been so good under Solskjaer.
Herrera,
Yeah.
I really don't like it. I
excellent.
really don't like him because he's a dirty little bastard. My mate Steve absolutely loves him, but he's filthy. He's always the one who's putting in nasty little niggly challenges.
In fairness, though,
And he's always one of those ones who sort of like nicks your heels as well when you're running away from him.
I think
He should
what
get
you're
booked
saying-
so many more times
I
than
think
he
what you're
does.
saying is basically he doesn't mind taking the cynical foul,
No.
the cynical free kick.
I want to get onto
team.
this. I've wanted to discuss this for a while. I hate the cynical foul and the fact that it's only punished with a yellow card. They need to change that rule. Because if there's a break on and you so say you're attacking and they nick the ball back off you and they're on the counter and you bring him down just outside their penalty area, it's nowhere near the fuck can I say? They're nowhere near your goal. So in theory, it's not a goal scoring opportunity. Bullshit. If you're on the counter and you've got Rashford about to absolutely torch your defence, there's no one going to catch him. If someone brings him down, regardless of where it is on the pitch, that should be a straight red card. I hate this bullshit about he's just taking a tactical one for the team there. No, if he's fouled him and he's basically he's in with a chance of getting in behind the team and scoring a goal, it should be looked at as a red card. I hate that.
I'm not saying I like it, but I don't know how you can. I don't know how you can police it.
I know,
it seems weird to give a red card in that situation. But anytime someone just purposely chooses to take a yellow card,
I just hate it.
Yeah.
I absolutely despise that rule, and it yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It just annoys me.
Right. Okay. So coming around to something that's been bandied about for years now, and it maybe would combat that because obviously there's no detriment really, unless you've done it right at the start of the game and you have to walk eggshells for the rest of the game or something. What about the sin bin idea?
Like
hockey? Is that
hockey?
Is that more of a? Is there more of a penalty there in the moment? Because I know when Van Basten got he's high up in FIFA or UEFA now, isn't he? Because he was the one that. Oh yeah, he's like one of the technical directors of. I always
just thought once he left as the manager of Holland, he didn't do anything else after that.
No, he's in with writing rules. So he came out. Was it last year or the year before? He's got two major rule changes that he wanted to implement, which were sin binning, because he felt that the yellow card rule, or even the red card rule to a degree, the team that suffered that foul doesn't necessarily benefit from like the suspension or whatever.
This is the argument, isn't it? It's a case of if you pick up 5 bookings, the team that benefits from that is the next team that your team plays.
Yeah. Because
you're missing against them,
Yeah.
but obviously you've picked up that booking in a game against a completely different team.
So he was looking at whatever it might be, 10 minutes sin bin or whatever.
I don't mind it. It's something that definitely needs to be looked into. But I think
his other one
that would be perfect for that.
Yeah, his other one was removing the offside rule.
That's just going to cause carnage.
I don't know how that works.
So obviously
because they only come in, was it? Well, I mean,
no, offside's been in for ages.
That's it.
Offside's been in for ages, but the back pass rule obviously came in like the very early 90s.
Well, it's essentially when the Premier League came
up until then,
yeah.
You could just knock it back to the keeper, he'd pick it up, and then just launch it upfield.
Well, I remember the very first season it come in, Brian Laws was playing for Forest. Right back? Left back, right back, one of the two.
Full back.
He was a full back. And
running back.
And the ball's there, and he wanted, and obviously he knew he couldn't pass it back to the goalie, so he's literally just he's had enough space to get on all fours and do that. I'm like, it's awful.
Well,
at that point in time, how much power you get in that header where the goalkeeper can't just run out and collect it himself?
That is amazing.
But yeah,
I always remember the first couple of seasons when the pass back rule was implemented. You could still throw it back to the keeper, couldn't you?
From a
throwing. You could just
to be fair, I never even thought about that.
You could just hurl it to the keeper, and I think it was maybe mid 90s. They were like, right, we've taken out the back pass. We've taken out the back pass.
We just forgot about this loophole.
We forgot about that one.
Yeah.
So obviously they then said that you can throw it back to the keeper, but you can't pick it up. In the same way, you can pass it back to the keeper, but you can't pick it up. Otherwise, it's an indirect free kick. Because every now and again you do see it, don't you? Where keepers, it doesn't happen as much anymore, but there'll be a situation where a defender will pass it back to his keeper will absolutely
he's just had a mind blank and picks it up as well.
Yeah, and he's just fucked up his clearance and has to drop on the ball, and they get an indirect free kick in the 6-yard box or something. It's like fucking carnage.
When I was at Bramall Lane, I think it was Derby against Sheffield United, and they've passed it back to Carson from best part of halfway line. Picked it up on about 12 yards.
Of course he did. What a fucking
don't know. The whole crowd's in it. He just obviously didn't say who'd passed it to him. It didn't come to anything, but I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Crazy.
So offside rule. I don't really know how that.
I mean,
how that works.
The only problem is that obviously teams wouldn't be stupid enough to just leave a player completely alone in their opposition half, but. There's always I always quite like the fact that you can't be offside in your own half and stuff like that. So you just have occasionally people who just lurk, like Vardy does it all the time, doesn't he? He just sort of lurks right on the edge of his own half, and because he's so quick, he knows he can just sort of lean.
If he's got a Danny Drinkwater in midfield firing him out, I realise he doesn't play Leicester anymore. What I'm saying is,
when was the last time he was even in a squad for a Chelsea game?
Proof my point though. That Vardy's not been the same player since Drinkwater.
Yeah, you could argue that, definitely.
Because that was his bread and butter.
Danny Drinkwater, do you reckon he was thinking, oh yeah,
I've made it
now?
I mean, he didn't look at all the other
people.
Gone there. He didn't look at all the other people that have gone to Chelsea and
didn't think, didn't really work for Scott Parker. He's probably much of a better player than me.
Not really. I mean, granted, he's got into the squad. Not really worked for Barkley, has it really? He's got into the squad a bit more now.
I think he's
made
the turn, and he'll be more of a household name.
Same as when Rodwell went to Man City. I've made it. No, you haven't.
Jack Rodwell, centre half at Blackburn now. What the fuck?
Is he playing centre half? Is he?
Yeah. When we played him on the TV a couple of weeks ago, he was playing centre half next to a guy called Derek Williams. He's the guy who got sent off before half time, and then Jack Rodwell was just there. He was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Have you watched that Sunderland Till I Die documentary?
Not yet, no.
It's so awesome. You have to watch
it. Is he in that team?
Yeah, and there's a part in it where they're discussing the fact that they ask him to rip up his contract and basically just fuck off, and it covers that, and it's quite funny.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with Van Basten and his rule changes, but
yeah,
I would like to see something done, because it just totally ruins the game. Because, like I say, if you've got a chance to break him behind, perfect example would be for Borough last season. Because when we had Traore, they basically just knew as soon as they got the ball, put it in behind because he's going to beat anyone for pace because he's that quick. And half the time he'd just get pulled back, or he'd get someone would just scythe him down or something like that. It was like, well, they're only doing it because they know they're not going to get sent off. But it's totally killed any offensive momentum we had at that time.
Do you think the VAR might have a part to play in that?
I suppose it could. It could assess the field and see where the infraction. Look at me.
Neutral zone infraction.
Yeah.
Look at where the offence has taken place, and go from there. I mean, you could argue that it needs to be sort of the pitch needs to be sort of like gridded, and if it takes place past a certain point in the pitch, then it's a more serious offence.
But then you'll just get players just go in, right, okay,
I'm
a safe grid.
I was this side.
In fairness, when we were watching the game, my dad commented on the fact that.
Is this the game last night, or was this the Man United?
The Man United Liverpool game. So it was pretty early on because it was Herrera again. Someone's flying through for Liverpool. I think it was even
Wijnaldum?
No, it might have been Matip's gone on a run or something like that. Right, and he's like, you know, one of them was you're not really in control of the ball, but you're like
David Luiz?
But you're going past people, and he's made it onto the edge of the area, running straight through. And Herrera's just wiped him out on the edge of the box. But before this guy's even stopped rolling, Herrera's just pointing out that it was outside the box. Weren't even protesting the foul. He's like, yeah, but it is outside, just to be clear. And my dad was like, what? No, man.
The funniest thing I've ever heard when it came to someone trying to sort of talk the ref out of a decision was when Roy Keane did Alfinger Haaland, and the ref obviously.
Will you know about this event?
Right, so
to give
a bit of context, so
Roy Keane,
Man United were playing Leeds, I think 97, 98, something like that, and Alfinger Haaland and Roy Keane were both running for a ball. I think Keane went to challenge for it, overextended his knee and ruptured his cruciate ligaments and stuff like that. And as he was on the floor, Haaland basically said, "Get up, stop faking it," or something like that.
He wasn't faking it.
He wasn't faking it. He just ruptured his knee ligaments and stuff like that. Roy Keane remembered this and plotted his revenge. I think he even wrote it in his book, didn't it? And it got him in loads of trouble.
Fact, he admitted that it was premeditated.
But he was still playing, wasn't he? So it got him in a load of shit.
Remember, revenge is a dish best served cold.
Well,
and
so
revenge is sweet.
So what you're saying is ice cream. So, a number of years pass. Roy Keane, obviously still playing for Man United. Alfinger Haaland has transferred to Man City. So, it's the Manchester...
He had a career trajectory there, didn't he? Forest, Leeds, City.
What? Start off shit, go to a shit team, go to a, at the time, shit team.
What about City that shit when he went?
Man City, when they went there, they were middle to low Premier League table.
Right, anyway.
So, Manchester derby. Roy Keane's been festering for a good 2 or 3 years.
He's been waiting.
Seriously, I think it was a good 2 or 3 years. The perfect moment comes in. He's going. The ball just breaks as a perfect sort of 50-50 challenge. I even think he sort of pulls himself out of the challenge. Just so he's ever so slightly late.
Yeah.
Alfinger Haaland obviously makes the gets to the ball first. Roy's just a fraction too late and basically just absolutely
snaps his
straight through his knee, I think. So Haaland's on the floor, writhing in agony. David Beckham runs over to the ref and just goes, "Ref, that was definitely just a yellow." And he's like, and then the ref even said after, he was like, "Right, I've never heard a player come over and say, 'Ooh, that was only a yellow, ref.' They normally just come over and say, that's definitely not that bad a challenge, ref." And obviously Beckham just thought, "Fuck, I'm gonna have to say something."
We'll just take a yellow on that one, yeah.
That's definitely just a yellow ref or something like that. And then, like,
Whereas Keane's over him going, get him, you fake you fuck.
No. So Keane gets the red card, and as he walks off, makes the point to go past Haaland and says, "Fake that, you cunt," and then just walks off.
All this time, obviously everyone's like, "Oh, did he mean it? Did he mean it? Is it?" Oh, and then just released the book a number of years later. Whilst he's like you said, still like admitting that.
Yeah, he's like, I was looking for an excuse to do him all game, and stuff like that. And it's like, fucking hell, boy, you can't say that. And I think did he get like a 10-game ban off just because of that portion of the book? Oh, he does not give one solitary fuck.
And now he's the assistant manager.
And now he's he's assistant manager at Nottingham Forest. Speaking of which, shall we come on to last week's predictions?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to this.
So,
not the Forest one.
Fuck you. Couldn't let us have our moment, could you, Jim?
So, there was controversy this week, wasn't there?
There absolutely was not controversy.
What do you mean?
Well, there are only 2 games to predict.
Yep.
Neither Borough or Forest have got a midweek game currently, which are being played. Is it wrong for me to just pray that Leeds lose and get about 4 injuries in one game? Oh, there's already been a goal in the Premier League games.
They're all lame games.
I know, but Brendan Rodgers will be happy.
Leicester down.
That his new charges are currently 1-0 up.
Oh, right.
Oh, podcast alumni Stuart Woodmansey will be very, very happy. Not only a Hull winning, he's at the game.
Oh.
It's everyone's favourite Hull player,
Bowen.
Jared Bowen.
Right.
We'll have to do a big shout out for Stu later.
Presumably we're going to do my team first, even though
chronologically.
Why don't we leave the best till last?
So we're jumping to...
Yeah, we really should be doing Borough first.
So,
we're
going to leave that till last. Let's cover the Nottingham Forest Derby game.
Nottingham Forest versus Derby.
So this was played last night, as chronologically, we're obviously recording this the day after. What was the predictions that everyone put in?
I feel like I put 2-1 to 2-1 to Forest.
You did.
Yeah.
Andrew, what did you select?
I can never remember his predictions.
Nah, I can't either.
I went with a 2-0 Forest.
And I went with 1-1, I believe.
1-1.
Paul's got the least points, I can tell you that.
Fucking wanker. Nottingham Forest 1. Derby County 0. Bastards. Mothers.
9 points, 1 point.
And I absolutely guarantee no one picked Beneluan to be the score.
Is it Yossi? Or is it Johan?
I don't think it's either of those, is it? Are you thinking Yossi
Benny.
Yeah.
In the same way I'm thinking of Savo Milosevic, but it's definitely not. Johan Beneluan.
Yeah. I've never seen him without his mask on.
It's not Zorro.
He wears a carbon... It's not only a mask, it's a carbon fibre mask.
Oh, Jesus. Did he break his eye socket or something?
Yeah, something like that. In fairness, he took it off to because he had his son on the pitch after the game last night.
Of course it.
Anyway,
so Beneluan scored the goal.
Yeah.
Nobody
in their right mind would ever pick that.
No.
To be fair, he's a centre half. Was it a corner?
Free kick, early free kick. So it's like 70 seconds. Lolly's knocked it in. I think Murphy's headed it back across goal, and he's just like. Murphy's had a...
Daryl Murphy, one of the footballers that I like to refer to as stealing a wage.
35 now.
35 grand a week.
No, that's not. You know that's not what I meant. Probably is on that though.
More than likely. Seriously, I wouldn't be surprised if it's on about that, because he came from Newcastle and he wouldn't have been on much less than that at theirs.
I know, we actually paid 7-figure sum for him as well.
Jesus, it was like 2.5 million or something like
that. I'd got it in my head it was 5.
Well, Newcastle paid 5.
Oh, did they? Maybe.
So, yeah, because there was talk of
there was talk
of us signing him in that off season. And I was like, thank you, God. when he ended up going, because I was like, oh, not only did we not sign him, but the fact that he went to Newcastle was like, oh, this could scarcely be better.
So anyway, so a point for you, a point for me, and nothing for Paul.
No points for me. Oh my god.
No goes
how on earth am I going to pull this round? What did you guys select for the Borough score on Saturday?
I think I went for 2-2.
You did.
Oh, James.
And I'm pretty sure that's no result and no scorers.
Andrew, what did you go for? 2-1
You
Borough
got-
by any chance?
It was a 2-1 Borough.
Oh, Andy's at least beaten me then.
You got a point because you had the correct result. What did I go for?
I've got a feeling you might have tagged into one of your scorers.
No.
I did not.
Did you not?
We have different scorers.
What did I say?
You went for 2-0, Paul.
Did I?
You did.
Oh, well, Middlesbrough won the game 2-0.
Okay.
Should we discuss the goal scorers?
What did Paul predict as goal scorers, Andy?
No, we'll do me last. What did you predict as the goal scorers, James?
I predicted Hugill and Britt.
Is the correct answer.
Do.
Yeah.
Britt a samba longer. Do.
The one time I actually say his name and he doesn't score.
No, you hate him, don't you?
Cursed him.
It's good to be bitter.
Who did you go for?
Wing and a Sombalonga.
Who did I go for?
You went for Fletcher
Oh, yeah.
and Hoosen.
Howson.
Do you want me to just double check who scored the goal?
No, you don't need to.
I'll just double check just to be on the safe side.
I think
I believe the goals were scored by Johnny Howson and Ashley Fletcher.
so that's a point each, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's 2 points for the absolutely correct score.
That's a 4-point haul.
That's a 4-point jobby, and that is my wreck penis.
So scores for the week. Paul wins with 0 in the first game, but 4 in the second. James, you are dead last because you only got 1 point over 2 games. Mr. Cook takes 1 and 1. Do we want to talk about these bets while we're here? I've got them written on my page.
So obviously we put the bet on for the correct score in both games. So sadly, as the games were split across days, I was the only person who was still in the running with my bet up until last night.
Yeah.
And those selfish bastards at the City Ground couldn't let them score and win us some cash. Could they?
I'm happy with 3 points. A share. Of 40 quid or
Unbelievable,
whatever it is.
you ungrateful sod.
Sorry.
Disgraceful.
How are we going to get a producer with
Exactly.
that kind of attitude?
Exactly, that £40 could have paid.
1
Absolutely
day's
nothing.
salary. 1 day's salary could have been paid for a subpar producer.
That would literally be a monkey that pushes
I'll
buttons.
give you the money back if we get into the Premier League.
Sometimes I would prefer a monkey to come and do it.
I'm absolutely going to love it if we sneak into playoffs.
So
and play you.
no midweek games, weekend games.
There's weekend games this weekend coming up, yeah.
There is indeed. And now we'll look ahead, if possible, to see if there are midweek games, but I don't think there are. I think we're very close to an international break, actually.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
So, this weekend's games.
I think you're first alphabetically.
Oh, hang on. We need to discuss the big Friday night game.
The big Friday night game
In the
is-
Championship.
Oh, hang on. Let me think.
It is a big one.
I don't know it. I can't remember.
Leeds United at home
Is this one you want to predict?
to the boing boing baggies of West Bromwich Albion. No, but we do need to cover it because it is a huge game in the Championship.
Yeah, but we don't want to predict.
But
Not necessarily predict it, but we do need to be aware of it because it will have...
If we remember what happened last time these two sides met earlier in the league, earlier in the season.
Oh!
And West Brom absolutely smashed. And this
4-0,
was when
4-0.
Leeds were on their initial good run to start with. And West Brom... No, I think it's 4-0. 4 or 5-0. Yeah, 4-0.
Gave them a damn good spanking.
Smashed them up.
I would pray for a result like that.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Currently, Leeds are playing against QPR and it is currently 0-0. And Leeds have a 2-man set up. No, sorry, it's just wishful thinking.
Yeah, so go on then. Yours is first.
So, Saturday, 2nd of March at 3 p.m.
I think yours is first, isn't it?
Technically not.
You got Stoke.
No, that's you. You've
We got Stoke.
You've got Stoke.
You got Wigan.
So, Nottingham Forest are away at Stoke City. Middlesbrough away at Wigan Athletic.
Oh, I thought I'd looked on the list and yours was down the bottom of the list.
It is.
Oh, so it is my first then. I looked at it right. I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, now I've written it down wrong.
Oh, whatever. They're both on at the same time, so we'll go with it. Go with yours first, and Paul.
So, Middlesbrough taking a trip to Wigan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you go.
I saw an alarming stat.
He's just going to set the scene, as it were.
I'll give a little bit of background. Saw an alarming stat about Borough this season. They've not won, lost or drawn more than 2 games in a row all season.
Oh.
Which is worrying. Because we've just won the last 2.
Strangely, I don't know.
But how good
I
are
heard a
Wigan?
worrying stat that we've not won 2 in a row since November.
Wigan are 19th.
Wigan are absolutely terrible.
They're in a bad run of form at the minute. They are currently 5 points off the relegation zone.
That would be...
are, in my opinion, due a damn good spanking.
I tell you what, it'd be an absolute disaster if they get relegated for them.
Why?
Because there's no coming back from that, I don't think.
That's what they do. They come up, they go straight back down again. They come up, and they go straight back down again.
Not generally down into Championship, into League One.
Well, let's put it this way. Ipswich are bottom and are currently 9 points adrift.
Oh, Ipswich are gone. I think even the Ipswich players know that they're just literally just like, you know...
Bolton are second bottom and are 4 points adrift.
Yeah, I don't think Bolton are getting out either.
And then it's basically Ipswich down, and then it's 2 from 5. Because you'd argue that QPR, although QPR are in a bit of a slump, they need to start picking up wins.
QPR were looking like an outside playoff bet.
Yeah, so QPR are currently 18th with 40 points. So they've got a 10-point cushion to the relegation zone. Personally, I can't see either of Reading, Rotherham, or Bolton putting 3 wins together to get close to them.
I don't see Bolton getting out of this.
I mean, look who's 17th.
Yeah,
You'd have got good money on them being that low. Stoke at the start of the season were favourites to win the division.
it weren't even close. They were overwhelming favourites for that league at the start.
So yeah, I mean, at this particular point of the season, there's about 12 games left. In fact, there is 12 games left for all of the bottom 6, apart from Wigan, who've got 13 left. You're going to see teams starting to get cut adrift. Yeah, I mean, it's the sort of game that on paper Borough should win comfortably. Am I going first with my prediction?
Andy can go first. I know, I've thrown you under the bus there, haven't I? He's giving you enough info.
Don't worry, Andy. I can tell you how to write down Wigan 1, Middlesbrough 2 if you want.
You say that, but that is what I'm going for.
For fuck's sake! If you just to put it in perspective, we've kept 2 clean sheets in a row now, and we've got the best defence in the whole of the Football League.
But what I am going to do
is
I'm going to recycle my scorers from last week.
Wing and a prayer. Interesting.
I don't know anybody who plays for Wigan.
I would have said Will Grigg, but they sold him. I would have also said.
I know what I'm going for, but I don't want to give Andy my.
Is it Dean's kid?
Dean's kid.
Yeah. Josh Windass.
Oh no, not going for that one.
There you go.
James.
I think Borough will definitely win. I don't know if Wigan are going to score. I don't know.
I think 1-1, 2-1. 2-1's a good score.
Yeah, I can live with 2-1 to Middlesbrough. I don't know if they're
And
going to
your goal
score.
scorers?
For Borough, you've got to go Assembleong, aren't you? And See, it feels like you just bet. Like, if I say Hugill, it's kind of like covering off the bases, but they're both never going to score in the same game. As far
Well, he has been playing. So the last 2 games he's played 2 up top.
Oh, has he? Britton Hugill. And I believe Clark's playing at Wigan these days, isn't he?
Leon Clark.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Did he play on Saturday? Wigan 1, Ipswich 1. Joe Garner scored their goal on Saturday. It would appear that Leon Clark does indeed play for Wigan. Wigan.
Go on then, Bill.
Wigan 0, Middlesbrough 3.
Oh, you're going for 3? I thought you'd go 2-0.
I fancied something in the
They're playing really well at the minute. It's probably the best they've played in a long time.
Who's that down to?
It could be I think it's just the way the team's just banding together. Absolutely nothing to do with the manager. Just the team getting together. Ashley Fletcher's like, I'm really happy that he's getting a chance because I've always liked like bits of his game. He didn't
let you down on your prediction, did he?
There have been times when he's looked a bit lost, but he played really well against Blackburn. Obviously, he got a goal on Saturday against QPR, and I fancy him to continue that form by opening the scoring.
So Fletcher.
I reckon Britt will get one, and I quite fancy to come off the bench and notch one. Stuart Downing.
I'll tell you what, if this happens, we're going to have to start questioning how you get this info.
Are you suggesting that I'm time travelling?
I don't know. You made that outrageous prediction on Kepa, didn't you?
Listen, I don't know, because that game hasn't happened yet. Foreshadowing. Ooh.
Right.
Moving on.
Forest
Stoke versus Nottingham Forest.
Got a mate who's a big Stoke fan.
I think this is our time.
Said no one ever.
To put 2 wins together for the first time since November. 2 clean sheets in a row. I think we're going to continue that. I know I always probably go a bit too high with scoring, but I'm going to stay with it. I think it could be 0-3.
We can't all win 0-3, James.
No, you can't.
You've gone first.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well, I've committed to it now.
Silly man.
You didn't keep me on track, Andy.
I was busy writing some bits and bobs though.
0-3.
You're going to have to help me out with this. What's the matter with Big Lewis? Is he injured, or is he just out of favour?
No, he got injured in the Preston game.
Right. Okay.
I don't think he came off, but I think it was like a soreness, like muscle type thing, from what O'Neill said.
Okay.
I'm expecting him to be back in the team. Therefore, I'm going to be saying Grabban will get 1. I think Lolly's overdue a goal and looked amazing last night.
I was thinking about this. Is Joe Lolly the same? Well, it must be because you don't really see many people called Joe Lolly. But is that the kid that started at Kidderminster, went to Huddersfield, and did Forest sign him from Huddersfield?
Not entirely sure. What I can say is he speaks with a very Brummie accent.
Kidderminster would make sense then, because that is the Midlands.
Yeah. For my last one, I think callback.
Oh my god! I've just remembered the funniest thing I saw from that game last night.
Callback getting man of match?
No.
Callback being captain?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was when Guediora attempted the overhead kick.
even like Murphy was like, "What are you doing?"
Such a bad effort. Oh, it was hilarious.
I do enjoy watching Guediora though. He should be in the starting lineup.
Well, you're going to enjoy this then, aren't you? Stoke City 1, Nottingham Forest 2.
Guediora goal.
Guediora to score. Yates to score.
Oh, I had Yates last week.
And for Stoke, I'm going to go for Sam Vokes to carry on scoring.
Yeah, he scored at weekend, didn't he? I thought Yates was good for a goal in that Derby game. For me, I know he's been playing good.
He's been playing good.
He's only just got into the team. He was a bit disappointing for me last night. So, yeah. You're right there.
A little bit short breath.
So I'm going 2-0.
To Stoke?
No.
I thought he was definitely going to go
Now
for
then.
double there. Okay.
What is the status of Cash?
I've AWOL as far as I know. I don't actually know if he's injured. He's not been in the matchday squad for about 4 games now.
What is the status of Osborne?
Had a good game last night. He's been playing.
My scorers.
Come off last night. Run himself ragged.
You pick this player every week.
To score.
I'm pretty sure every week you
Grab
pick
it?
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've never heard them score, so I've gone grab them.
Right. Well,
Osborne.
he's absolutely Forest top scorer this season. So he has.
Obviously, he must have got the majority.
He got a lot.
Recording
Yeah, he got a lot early on. But he's been.
He was
he's been
listening to come off the bench and score at the Riverside. Wanker.
Yeah.
Cocaine Jim didn't like that. Pretty sure he had to take himself back inside for a quick.
He's a good. Have you ever? We'll have to show you a picture of him because
Lewis Graben.
Yeah, but when I show him
I
a
thought you
picture,
were talking about
Cocaine
Cocaine
Jim.
Jim.
when I show him a picture,
Jesus.
he's now going to remember and pick him.
What, because of his mental beard?
He's got a good beard.
Oh.
It's very weird.
Oh my god! Imagine Keep, but black. It's just dawned on me. They're almost a spitting image, beard wise.
I'm not sure about
Graben
this.
is balding, or bald with a big bushy beard, in the same manner as Mr. Keep.
I need to get like a sign. So this is in a Norwich top because the ones that
that won't be new enough.
Right.
Come
But
on,
it's the same beard.
No man.
All these Forest ones. Oh, hang on. There's his beard. It's a good beard. Hang on, slide.
Literally, you put in Lewis Graben, and the second Google search option is Lewis Graben beard.
I didn't even put Lewis Graben. I just put Graben.
It's a right old beard, isn't it?
It's not the best beard, if I'm honest.
It's a bit wispy.
Yeah.
A bit wispy.
So is that all the games that need to be predicted?
I think Paul was looking into next week's midweeks quick, but
So far I can only get it to go forward as far as Tuesday, and the only game that was on was Derby versus Wigan.
Is this where we have to resort to the only time we use BBC Sport rather than Sky Sports?
Presumably we will record on Tuesday, so it doesn't matter.
Ooh, Champions League games though. Ooh,
Which means
I have to rethink that Tuesday recording. Oh no. Ooh, there aren't games on. Well, there's no games for Borough or Forest Monday, but there is the interesting Sheffield Derby on Monday.
Oh yes, that's
at Hillsborough.
That's the Sky game, isn't it? Right.
It is the Sky game.
Let me have a look.
No,
Let's have a little goosey gander.
I've written stuff down here at the bottom for.
Oh, there's been more goals.
So the only championship game on Tuesday is Derby Wigan. And even BBC won't let me go to Wednesday.
A lump from the podcast, Stu Woodmansey will not be happy in
No.
One Piece.
I've written stuff down here at the bottom.
I've written stuff.
You've made notes?
It's our names. I'm going to put some pound signs.
Excellent. Right, I'll get it on.
Doesn't gambling come after the quiz?
No. Might as well do it whilst we're in the.
This is what I was about to say. The reason I was bringing it up now is because I've got the pad here and I've got the thing here. So it's like put it down, do a quiz, then come back to this. Kind of flows a bit.
So
now,
quick question: how do you want to do it this one? Do you want to approach it from the same regard of we put the two correct scores on as a double each, or do you want to pick? Do you want to pick the players to score?
Well, we had issue with that last week.
I can't do it until later in the week.
So I think
the double thing might go down a bit better this week because they're both playing at the same time on the same
Yeah, that's
day.
true.
I think the double works because, like I was saying last week, it forces you. Do you remember when you said like 7-0 or 6-0 or something? Would you have still gone 6-0 if you had money right?
The only time I went for 7-0 was when City were playing Burton. I'd probably gone for that as well. Yeah.
Right, so we'll do yours first.
So
are you going with your
yeah? So
score,
just put me down for my prediction.
So correct score, you had 0-2.
Stoke Forest, yeah, and then obviously
1-2. Wigan Borough.
And the total
Correct
is
score. You said 1-2. Wigan 1, Borough
1 to
2.
Wigan, Borough 2.
So.
Well.
So for a double of Nottingham Forest 2-0 against Stoke and Middlesbrough 2-1 against
I
Wigan
can't imagine it's 2
returns 189 to 1.
Really?
Whoa.
It's because he's gone from your
Away wins.
Forest, but they're both away wins to start off
Yeah.
with, and Forest 2-0 is 18 to 1. So Andrew, yours is 189 to 1. That pound is on.
Lovely.
Since mine is the same as Andy's except for 3-0 to Forest, I think we're going quite long on
Jesus,
these.
yours is
aren't
going to
we?
be even more.
I did say 2-1 to Middlesbrough, didn't I think. I remember saying that Clark could score and Borough would get 2.
Yeah, 2-1 to Middlesbrough.
And 3-0 to Forest, so
3-0.
we're definitely going longer than your odds then.
Pass that down for me, please, sir.
Right, this is embarrassing. 'Cause
You don't have any cash.
I do not have a pound.
He doesn't have any Matty on him.
He's got no amount of cash.
No Matty.
But it's
cash.
alright. I'll settle it with Paul.
Right, so what do you say? 0-3
0-3,
for the Forest.
Well,
I know.
Okay, so just the
you go.
0-3 is 50 to 1.
Is it really? That's brilliant. Let's get some money. Thank you. I'll
Why are you paying it? I'll just collect it off.
no, I'll pay it in. So because that way it's
He likes
properly
the
square.
pounds to be on
I
your
like the
knee
pounds
for
to
the
be
podcast.
there.
Yeah.
It's all on film.
So-
we all know. That way, when
How
you
do we
leave
know?
the
How do we know
country-
Paul's got a pound?
Because his account.
Literally makes no sense whatsoever.
Carry on.
So go on.
So yeah, 50 to 1 just on that. What?
I thought that had gone off for a second, but it's still flashing. So just the 3-0 Forest was 50 to 1. When combined with the Middlesbrough 2-1 at 9 to 1, gives a massive odds of 509 to 1.
Tell you what.
Hey, that might pay for a producer.
We are produced up here.
And finally,
509. Can you imagine if that comes in? They'd be like,
Yeah, I was thinking that this
Payout.
weekend at 209, but
so I went Stoke 1, Forest 2, I believe.
you are correct.
12 to 1.
Okay.
then you went 3-0 in your game. So we've reversed each other's fixtures.
Somehow, I don't think that will be 50 to 1.
You
Correct score.
reckon you've got lower than 3-1 against Wigan? 3-0. Manchester's Wigan are worse than Stoke, right?
Exactly. So 0-3 to Borough is 25 to 1.
Right.
So my double is 337 to 1.
I love how he's got the shortest.
It's a good
Has he got the
week.
shortest odds this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, 189. So it's a good week. It's a good week.
By the way, tip from last week. Obviously, should have been on
Goal
following in
scorers.
my
this is what I was
scorecast prediction.
just about to say. Now, you at home can take a choice at this point in time. You can take our predictions, take £1 coin, put it into on your Sky Bet, or obviously you have to put like a tenner or whatever. Take it to your local bookie. Take £1 coin for shits and giggles, and pick one of our 3 predictions. Because if, let's say, mine comes in, you will walk away with £190 because you'll get your pound back. So quite frankly, it's worth it for £1 to play the game.
This is the sort of the Soccer Saturday principle that we used to adopt when I was at uni. So obviously, I used to enjoy watching Soccer Saturday anyway, because obviously the scores are coming in. It's the best way to sort of spend like 2 hours on a Saturday. But we'd always go to the bookies.
We had some good soccer Saturdays
in Hacksburg.
Indeed.
We'd always go to the bookies beforehand, put a couple of accumulators on, and it just means you're not just watching for your team's result. You're watching for all the results because you're looking for goals in games and stuff like that. So yeah, it just makes it a bit more exciting.
Or there's another idea: take 50p, turn it into a £1.50 game. Take 50p and put all 3 of them on. Because the worst you're going to do is like 189.50.
No, because you're going to kick yourself there in the fact that it's going to
get less.
No, it's not that. Well, there's that, but obviously
if one of them comes in, you're like, I've only put
it's going to be the fact that the games are probably going to end up a mix of our results. So it'll be Borough win 3-0, but then Forest beat Stoke 3-0. Oh my God. A 50 to 1 and a 25 to 1. Jesus Christ, I can't even do that math.
But take a picture of your betting slip.
Tweet it to us.
Tag us on Instagram with it. Especially if you manage to predict these games correctly, you bet on it. Go up against our predictions.
Yeah.
Stick your betting slip on Insta, on Twitter. Tweet us your slip, especially if you win.
And if you want to get involved, if you're a supporter of a team that's playing one of our teams in the near future, in the coming weeks,
so like I say,
and you want to come on and give us your opinions and things like that, let us know. Get on the Twitter. Get us contacted at the Cookiecast.
And I bet you no one knows a Wigan.
Is it at Cookiecast?
I think at Cookiecast.01 or something. Yeah, I should know these things. These are the things that we should know, obviously, and the things that
get in touch with us. Obviously, we're going to have to try and convince
at Cookiecast Pod,
and we're going to have to convince James to get himself on Twitter so he can join in the banter.
No.
Okay. Oof. You're on Insta though, aren't you?
No.
I thought you were on Insta. He's not willing to give his. He's not willing to give his deets
give out his information.
Unbelievable.
Well,
is it
apparently
quiz time?
He tags me in all sorts of shit anyway.
Quiz time?
I tag you in all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
I haven't tagged you this evening.
Have you not?
Could have done.
Is that because you've not done the video? They've not done the picture.
I
The
definitely
uploads
have.
their uploads are automatic.
Well, that went real.
I wasn't watching.
My favourite was the other day when I tried my damnedest. My damnedest to not. That's
it's
yours,
just James's
that's why
book.
I've given it to you.
Yeah.
My damnedest to not drop something off this table, and in trying to do that, had all of the cameras lined up there for when I was moving stuff over.
Just so we're aware, podcast alum Stuart Woodmansey is once again happy.
Oh, I thought it was going to go the other way. I was going to shed a tear.
Not only have they scored, they've managed to get into half time at 2-1 up now. Ooh, bit of a coupon buster when they're going on the cards at St Andrews. Not at St Andrews, at Ashton Gate. Bristol City 0, Birmingham 1.
Loving that one, aren't you?
I absolutely am.
I am as well.
That definitely helps both of our teams.
Yeah. Because I think we're 3 points behind.
I mean, to be fair though, Birmingham are there or thereabouts.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we only moved above Birmingham last night when we won.
You're pulling for a draw there then. But QPR Leeds.
No, I'd always go for the lower team. I'd rather Birmingham win.
I suppose, yeah, bunches it up a bit. Yeah. But yeah, Leeds currently drawing 0-0 with QPR.
Brentford getting done again.
By Birmingham? No. By Sheff Wednesday.
Yeah.
Is it Reach that scored?
Fletcher.
Not Reach.
So,
You say this is James's notebook?
No, I said the one. Oh, hey. If only I was a fan.
You'd be absolutely devastated, wouldn't you?
I know. But since I'm not, I don't care.
Right, Andrew, what are we dealing with this week? Is it another Forest-based quiz?
Oh, come on, I love the Forest-based
a
quiz.
2018/19 Premier League quiz.
Interesting.
2018-2019.
So this current season.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, this is going to be bang up to date, isn't it?
Now,
He's not looking sure though now.
I looked at this earlier, and I was reading it, and I was like, to me, with my limited knowledge, I was like, this it feels like it's going to be
Too easy?
not too easy, but reasonable. And there are no numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, lucky for some, there are 13 questions.
Excellent.
Don't know what has happened there.
Have I correctly labelled this time round?
Week commencing the back end of our send
25th of Feb.
Sorry?
Week commencing the...
Yeah, he's done it again. Week commencing 25th of Feb. We do it every Tuesday night, but...
No sense.
That's mine, by the way. More sense?
It makes a lot of sense. So, the usual rules apply. Number 1, I or the stats mistress cannot be held responsible for this quiz. This quiz will no doubt... In fact, the information is here. This has been published on Pub Quiz Questions HQ. There is a website address, pubquizquestionshq.com. So it's their fault if it's wrong. So myself and the Stats Mistress cannot be held responsible in any way, shape or form for this. Big shout out to the Stats Mistress for once again delivering this. This was waiting when I got up this morning.
Wow.
Not even delivered during the day. Waiting for me.
Unbelievable.
When I got up.
What a bloody good egg.
And possibly the most important part of this, for you at home, play along. Send us your scores.
See if you can topple last week's champion.
We need to get the screen going in our picture quizzes. We've said this before. Picture quizzes.
I was saying we're gonna
sponsorship deals.
We're gonna do a hookup when I can link it up. What is the season score? Is it 5-2?
Nope.
No, 5-3.
The current standings is 5-3 to myself.
Because I successfully managed to talk about my own team last week.
Here we go.
Question number 1.
So it's like the top bit says 2018/19 Premier League quiz. Directly underneath that says 2018 Quiz of the Year football. Let's just get started and we'll hash it out as we go. Question number 1. Which newly promoted team did Manchester City beat 5-0 away from home in September 2018?
Man City beat away from home.
Away from home in September 2018, 5-0.
I take it there's no options on these ones. These are all just we need to know the shit.
Doesn't have an option.
Right. You're just going to have to let me...
There are 2 that I can see from here that are multiple choice.
I can't remember one of the promoted teams. It's annoying me.
I'm not entirely convinced on that one.
And if you thought that one was tough...
Well, I don't think it's tough. I just need to think of the actual promoted team.
You need to think of the right answer. That's correct.
Well, bear in mind there's only 3, James.
I know, and I've got 2 of them. But I can't think of the other one. I can't think.
Moving on.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Cardiff City, Fulham and Wolverhampton Wanderers replaced which 3 relegated
just name the 3 clubs I was trying to think of.
Sides for the 2018-19 Premier League season?
Who got relegated last year then, basically?
Is the short.
That's a tenuous link to this season's quiz, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hang on.
You see, it was when I hit the next question, I was like, pretty sure I've had this one before. But
dear.
I'm rubbish at remembering shit.
Yeah, why am I struggling with this?
I can only think of one, annoyingly.
If you're lucky, I might give out a point each. If you're unlucky, I might give out no points.
I should know this.
Moving on.
No.
Well, you know.
I'll have to come back to that.
Yeah,
we'll
have to have another go at this one.
Number 3. Which Premier League club play their home games at Selhurst Park?
I'm now up to 2 of the relegated teams, just for your information.
Excellent. Please keep us up to date.
Number 4. Which Premier League stadium has the smallest capacity at 11,000 329.
Right. How specific? Do you want the stadium name or the team that plays there?
Funnily enough, Paul, I have both. So go nuts. Might even give you a point for each if you're lucky.
Come on, think about this, Panas.
Come on, Panas, think about it.
It's got a tiny stadium. Sorry, a Premier League team's got a capacity of 11,000.
Seriously, it's ridiculous. Why can I not think of that third fucking relegated team?
Yeah, I don't want to show you though because it might be not the same ones as me.
Question, I'm going to go out number 5. Which Spanish manager replaced Arsene Wenger at Arsenal? Up the... Question 6. Sean Morrison is club captain of which Premier League club? Question 7. Sport Persa sponsor the shirts of which Premier League club?
Pisa,
Sport
isn't it?
Pisa. I've just remembered the third team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Question...
Definitely one of those teams that are instantly forgettable. Sorry to all supporters of that particular team.
Maurizio Sarri replaced which following countryman in charge at Chelsea? Which fellow?
Hang on, don't give any of the answers out yet.
There are no answers other than the
Which
answer.
following?
No, which fellow?
Oh, right. Okay.
I read it wrong. I don't know what I was reading there. Replace which fellow countryman
I think it's just worth saying
in
that
charge at Chelsea.
Sarri is the manager of Chelsea at the time of recording.
Yeah, I was going to say at recording time that could change very quickly.
Next question 9. Let's go with Brazilian forward
Richarlison.
got off to a great start at his new club, Everton. Which club did he leave to join the Goodison Park club?
Do you know, as soon as he said Brazilian forward, I knew that was
Do you know what I was going to offer up? Is it Richarlison? Yeah.
Question
10.
10. So there are 14. I lied earlier. Can't count, can't read, can't do much. Callum Wilson made his England debut in late 2018. Which club did the striker begin his professional career at? Was it?
Oh!
Don't give any answers out.
Well, we're not playing that role.
Was it A. Coventry City, B. Wolverhampton Wanderers, or C. Leicester City? Question 11. Which striker scored the first hat-trick of the 2018-2019 Premier League season against Huddersfield Town?
I hate questions like this.
Sorry, it's actually Huddersfield.
No H.
Question 12. Bournemouth's Ryan Fraser plays internationally with which team? Is it A.
Oh, stop this!
Republic of Ireland, B. Scotland, C. Wales?
D. Northern Ireland.
Question 13. Goalkeeper Kepa...
Arrizabalaga.
Easy for you to say. Joined Chelsea from which club?
Fuck.
I should just point out that at the time of recording he is still a Chelsea goalkeeper.
So that's the guy we were talking about earlier. The kid who refused to come on in the game.
Really?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Don't like it, but we'll have to go along
And your
with
14th
and
final question. Manager Javier Garcia.
Javi Grazia.
Yeah, let's go with that. won the August Manager of the Month award in charge at which club? Do you need anything repeated?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
No, number four. I just need time. I don't need it repeating. I know what the question is.
The smallest stadium.
Yeah.
Do, do, do,
Oh, that's not helping.
do, 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 do.
5.
I don't like this.
5, 4. Did I ever tell you when my brother was not DJing? He had a pair of decks, and he had loads. These were actual vinyl decks, and he used to sort of play songs and obviously mix them together and stuff. And he had a vinyl with the Thunderbirds theme tune on, so you still open the set by playing the 5, 4. And then it would go into a song by Interpol, I believe, called PDA.
It's
Excellent song.
It's a common thing. I've seen other DJs do it.
Third relegated side.
Well, you're about to find out.
No.
It's time.
No. Come on, you've got to give me a couple of minutes.
No.
No, you've got to give me a couple of minutes. Just talk.
He can't.
Just talk.
I've given you a
Can't
couple
do
of
it.
minutes.
Yeah, well, that was for number 4, which I've now got a couple of answers for.
Well, you can't have 2 answers.
I can. It's team and stadium, innit?
I thought you meant you had like 2 answers.
Yeah.
I've written
team and
It's
stadium.
either this team or it's this team.
I've written a list of possible answers.
I've got 20 possible answers that it could be.
Tell you what, this one in time, don't think I could name all 20 clubs.
You definitely could. Tell you something, there are some fucking shit house teams in the Premier League now, and it's fucking disgraceful.
What? Who got relegated last year?
I know.
I don't know.
Right. Question 1.
I don't like this. I don't like it.
I'm not even convinced of my first answer here.
I don't like it. Oh, have I just? Oh, now I've got another option for number 4 now. No, I'll stick with this one.
I don't know
don't
which
like it.
it's worse for.
Well,
Is it worse for the viewers going, it's this one, you fucking
Like I said, there's going to be someone just
Who are all from
screaming
London.
the answers.
Or
No,
is
right,
it worse
right.
for the listeners who are going, what's happening? I've listened to like back-to-back podcasts today, and some of them do really well going for you audio listeners and this and that, and some of them don't. So some of them will be like, oh, and it looks like this, and then all you can hear is like,
What you mean the audio listeners where Paul's like, whoa, wait,
hilarious laughter, and you're like, that's awesome. Did realise something though.
we can just assume that Paul got naked for the audio listeners.
One of the podcasts that I listen to do a segment called "How Big Is Liam Neeson's Cock?" and all I can think is, wonder if they're going to continue doing that.
I've never heard of this thing before you mentioned it.
There's a theme tune.
It was a thing.
Yeah, there's a theme tune and everything.
Yeah.
Right, number 1. Which newly promoted team did Manchester City beat 5-0 away from home in September 2018?
I've gone Cardiff.
Oh, balls. I went Fulham.
Well, this is interesting, isn't it, James? Because you need to put a point down.
Damn it! It was either Fulham or...
Oh! I like this.
No.
So let's see if he can do it again. Cardiff City, Fulham and Wolverhampton Wanderers replaced which 3 relegated sides for the 2018-19 Premier League season? And I'm giving out points.
Well, I've got Stoke and West Brom, which are absolutely correct, but I can't think of the third one.
Stoke City, West Bromwich Albion,
Oh, I've seen it! Yes, I know now.
and Swansea City.
Yes.
That would get you 3 points for 3 correct answers. So he's clawed it back. Oh, I feel sick. Which Premier League club play their home games at Selhurst Park?
Wimbledon, Crystal Palace.
Have we had that about 50 times?
Probably.
I
feels
do
like
I do
every-
try and chew on Selhurst Parking whenever you talk about low attendances, and it's not always right.
Which Premier League stadium has the smallest capacity at 11,329 points for the stadium?
I'm gonna let James go
Right,
with this one
and
because I
the
know he's
team.
got it wrong because I've seen his answer.
Right. Is the other one right? So I'll say the one that. Well, I've basically gone Huddersfield.
Is not the correct
Right.
answer.
Is it the Amex?
Well, Huddersfield holds about 25.
I have no idea.
So
Brighton holds about 30.
Way over double.
Turf Moor holds about 25.
Who am I
That's
missing
way
here?
over double.
The answer you're looking for, Andrew, is the Vitality Stadium, the home
Bournemouth!
of Bournemouth. Does it say Dean Court there?
Yes.
It's Dean Court is.
It's got a brand
They
thing.
keep changing the name of
he's
it
right,
because it keeps being branded.
Do you know Bournemouth?
Go on then.
I'm sure
Is that a 1 point?
No, you can have both. Which Spanish manager replaced Arsene Wenger at up the Arsenal? Now, what I would like to point out is this is what it looks like on my screen.
We've absolutely both got it right. So
I
want
wanna
Andy
know.
to
So
say it.
I don't know if you can see it
I want Andy to say
because
this.
it's so small. I sometimes have to make the quiz bigger.
Oh wow, I spelled it.
When I looked at the answer, I went, huh?
Yeah.
And then realised that the last letter, I think, is an I. Not
Yeah.
an,
So that makes it.
Unai Emery?
Oh, he's nailed it!
Was that-
Absolutely nailed it. Perfect. Look at this guy. Look at the smile on his face.
See?
He's really happy.
I'm not. I can't even pretend I'm not stupid. Sean Morrison is club captain of which Premier League club? Go.
I've guessed the Wolves.
That's Connor Cody. Cardiff City.
Is the correct answer. You're worrying me, James. You're worrying.
Oh no, this I didn't. You said this was going to be easy before. I didn't.
I was, if I'm honest, I was thrown by seeing that question again.
Yeah.
What I think is again. Sport Pisa.
I think it's
Pisa.
Pacer because I
Pacer.
think it's like short
Yeah.
for like
Sponsor
Peace.
the shirts for which Premier League club?
The Toffees.
Everton. They also used to do the shirt sponsor for Hull.
Did they?
Maurizio Sarri replaced which fellow countryman in charge at Chelsea?
Dick Advocat.
Antonio Conte.
Is the correct answer.
Oh, I mean Carlo Ancelotti. I mean Gianfranco Zola.
Brazilian forward
Richarlison.
Richarlison got off to a great start in his new club Everton. Which club did he leave to join the Goodson Park club?
Rocketman's Club.
Rocketman.
Yeah, Watford. Do you know what? Even as I was writing that, I was like, guess like, was it Watford or Wolves?
But speaking of which, have you seen the trailer for Rocketman?
I have.
It looks excellent.
Yeah, it does. Because did you see that Rami Malek got the Oscar
Did
for
he?
Bohemian Rhapsody?
Nice. I've still not seen that.
Well, because he
Watch
gave
it.
the big speech, didn't he, saying that like he's portrayed Freddie Mercury and got an Oscar for it, and now he's like writing his own story for someone else to tell in the future now, isn't he? Because he's
So
like,
he's played someone in a biopic, and he now wants someone to play him in a biopic.
no,
of
he's
himself.
basically saying he's now writing history because his parents were Egyptian immigrants, so he's like
Huh.
like made it in America.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Oscar speeches are always a bit.
yeah. I know.
Was it Gwyneth Paltrow that just went out and just cried and cried and cried?
Oh, and they were like
4 minutes and then they're like. Callum Wilson made his England debut in late 2018. With which club did the striker begin his professional career? Was it Coventry City, Wolverhampton Wanderers, or Leicester City? Go.
I've gone Leicester, but I've got no idea whatsoever.
He was one of the ones who came through at Coventry, and then they sold loads of the youngsters off.
That is correct.
I just assumed, to be honest, he'd been at
Coventry
Bournemouth the whole
City.
time.
Which striker scored the first hat-trick of the 2018-19 Premier League season against Huddersfield Town?
I went for the standard answer that I always give in these ones. Aguero.
I've gone Aguero. But I did cross Aguero out and start to write Jesus and then put Aguero back in.
And our answer is Sergio Aguero.
I mean, any hat-trick question, he's bound to be the answer, isn't he?
It's just like, but when there was, I'm sure at the start of the season there was talk about United trying to swap him for someone.
I love the fact that Aguero scored all these hat-tricks, scored all these goals for City, And like he's not even been their first choice striker all year.
No, well, there was the thing, wasn't there? Up until I don't know if it was last season or the season before last, he'd scored loads of goals in the Premier League, never once got in the team of the season. Up until last season. Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Bournemouth's Ryan Fraser played internationally with which team? Was it the Republic of Ireland? Was it Scotland? Or was it Wales?
Well, I've just gone based on Fraser sounds like a Scottish name. Because I don't know the answer to any
Scottish.
footballing means.
Hey lad. Now I don't know this next one. I've had to guess.
What have you gone for?
Goalkeeper, Kepa, whatever the fuck.
Adisa Balaga.
That one.
Joined Chelsea from which club?
I've gone Sevilla.
I've gone Bilbao.
Would you like to elaborate on your answer?
Atletico Bilbao.
Athletic Bilbao.
Oh, is it? Oh, whatever.
Bilbao.
So you should have a little point, right?
Yoo-hoo! Go on, Jimbo.
It's like a little consolation prize, isn't it?
And the final, 14th and final question. Manager Javier Garcia,
Grazia.
whatever, won the August Manager of the Month award in charge at which club?
Rocket Man's Club.
Yeah, it's Watford again. Isn't it? They've been heavily
I was
in
going to
this
say, Watford
quiz.
are in there like 3 times or
Yeah.
something like that.
Cardiff were in there a lot as well. So there was 14 questions. I think there was 17 or 18. possible
I
points,
make it 17.
maybe.
Oh, right, okay. My score's not that bad then. If it was that was 17.
So
He's definitely won.
who wants to
He's probably
reveal?
he's probably got 15 or 16.
15.
After 12.
I mean, we are going to have to start looking into handicapping. at
No,
some
it's
point.
alright. I shall
So
learn
that's
from my
6-3.
losses.
6-3.
Yeah.
I'm wondering a way that we can...
It's just that first question. I was just thinking, which of the for the who's got spanked 5-0? Which of the promoter clubs? Now I put a load of effort into that, thinking who got promoted, who got promoted, who got promoted, and then the next question is, so Cardiff, Fulham, and Wolves were replaced.
As a suggestion, if it gets to, like, let's say, and I'm not saying anything against you personally, because you have won 3. If it gets to a point where it's like 10-3, let's say you don't win another one for the next 4 games, what if every time you don't win after that you get a card, and that card is like 2 extra points? Or
No, so I'll just
I didn't
go
know
against
correct
them.
point for an incorrect answer.
Well, I didn't know
stuff
if you were
like
going to say something along the lines of,
and then you can build
I
up
only
again.
get half a point for a correct answer, whereas he qualifies for a full point every time he gets one right.
I'm happy just to lose.
There
There doesn't need to be any weighted thing. It's just it is what it is, isn't it?
Shall we get ahead of the curve for next month and throw out the fact that the Thursday night football quiz at 13:31 will be on the 14th of March, which gives us roughly about 2 weeks.
2 weeks, 2 days.
You did already start promoting this at least a week ago.
Yeah. So, 14th of March, if you're in the York area, come down, say hello, join in.
Buy these guys a drink.
Don't do that.
And now they're all sat there going, yeah, we did that on the 14th.
And you weren't there.
And you weren't there.
I was poorly sick.
And I didn't want to go on my own.
That is true.
Everyone else cried off.
Shame, innit?
And that brings us to the end of another
That just
fantastic
brings
week of podcasting.
Nicely to the end.
I'd like to thank the host of the overall podcast, Mr. Andrew Cook. I'd like to thank my co-host, James Panas.
Your
More
co-host on
importantly-
Metro Life, mate.
But more importantly, obviously, we need to thank
Barcelona?
you. You.
The viewers.
You.
The listeners.
The viewers and listeners. Without you,
From all
I'd say
around
there
the
is no
world.
podcast, but we'd still be
still
recording
do
it
it.
anyway. So.
0 views, 0 listens, records every week. Today,
Oh my god!
Is Stu going to be happy or not?
Hull have scored.
No, but the fans of just football everywhere are rejoicing.
Oh, hang on.
Leeds have been beaten.
QPR 1, Leeds 0.
It's alright though.
My penis is erect.
We've not moved into the last 5 minutes yet.
No, it's true. Although Bristol City 0, Birmingham City 2.
Oh, really? Beautiful.
Sheffield Wednesday 2, Brentford 0.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to come in with a little one there.
Oh no. Newcastle 2, Burnley 0. Oh dear.
Do we not like Newcastle, Paul?
North East Bants? No. No, thank you.
I like to see Newcastle do
No,
well.
thank you.
I like to see Newcastle do alright, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
if Ashley walked and they got another chairman and kept hold of Benitez, I think they can go somewhere.
So, Derby fans everywhere are praying that Wolves can score against Huddersfield. Because currently Huddersfield have only got 11 points. So if they can get beat
They can take
in
away
every
that.
game
Yeah.
for the rest of the season, they'll be tied for the worst points total ever with Derby. With 11.
It's kind of crazy that
it is-
Huddersfield are where they are
it
after
is-
last season,
It
though,
is
isn't it?
about time that Huddersfield got relegated because they've been disgustingly bad ever since they've got into the Premier League.
No, they had a decent... weren't they top for a while?
Yeah,
One season.
in the same way that Blackpool were top because they won their first game 4-0 or something like that.
Yeah, but I think
Such a false
I think
position.
Huddersfield was there for a bit longer than that.
Well, yeah. But, interesting stat about Spurs. So they've played 27 games this season.
No draws.
They've won 20.
I think
lost
it's
7.
best part of 40 games without a draw now,
Yeah, it's a record.
including last year.
It's a Premier League record. No drawn games. I'm just praying that so when they were playing against Burnley early on Saturday and it got into the last 5 minutes and they were attacking, obviously trying to get a point. I was like, please don't score. I don't want the run to end. So I'm just praying.
That was a surprising loss, was that?
But
I don't know what I was more surprised at when I was looking at the results. I was like, when did Kane come back?
Yeah, he came back pretty quick after his injury. I'm in the position now though where I'm sort of fairly happy if Spurs. I want Spurs to win the league. I quite like Spurs.
Dan's dad's a big Spurs fan.
Yeah. So just looking at the
as long as
top of the
Chelsea and Man
table.
City don't win, I'm happy.
Just looking at the top of the table. So you got Liverpool top, 66 points. City second, 65 points. Spurs third on 60 points. And then you've got a bit of a horrendous gap down to Arsenal fourth on 53. United fifth, 52. Chelsea sixth with a game in hand on 50. So in theory, if Chelsea win their game in hand, they can go back into the top 4. So
I still fancy United for that spot. I think they've negotiated a difficult game this weekend.
If they carry on playing the way they've been playing under Solskjaer, they should get in the top 4. You'd imagine Arsenal probably self-explode.
I mean, I don't know what the result. I don't know what the fixtures they've got left.
Implode.
I don't know what the fixtures remaining look like.
Oh, there's been another goal at Leicester, and Brendan Rodgers is absolutely pounding himself into oblivion.
3-0.
2-0 to
2-0.
Leicester.
Playing for the new manager, aren't
We're
we?
just rambling at this point, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's all football based.
Thanks, folks.
Thank
Till
you.
next time.
Ooh, do we think I can get out of this chair? Oh, the answer would be no. So there you go. What do you think to that? Another week in the bag, another week to come. Big money to play for this week. And a nice 190 quid in my pocket, I'm sure. So yeah, that was the week gone by and the week to come. How did you do in the quiz? Tell you what, why don't you send us your score sheet and see if you can beat Paul and give him a run for his money. YouTube watchers, make yourselves YouTube subscribers. Click the bell for notifications. Everybody should jump over to the cookiecast.com, check out our website, and check our social media feeds, and drop us a little email. Tell us how your team's doing. So yeah, that's another week done. I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll see you next week. Bye.